ladies and gentlemen, we are back again for another video. New footage proving that the official narrative is a lie. A massive shout out to my guy Joseph Morris, who has been connecting the dots behind the scenes. The video he dropped yesterday was absolutely explosive, and we are about to react to that video right now, ladies and gentlemen. I do apologize, I have got a slight blocked nose. I'm a bit under the weather at the moment, so do bear with me, but make sure you hit that like button, subscribe to this channel if we are new, turn the notification bells on so you don't miss out on future videos, and let's check this out.
All right, sleuths, so today we're going to have a closer look at the posts that Rach and Lucy tried to delete from the Jay Slater Facebook group they both moderated and also used to raise funds for their GoFundMes. And we kind of need to ask ourselves, what were they trying to hide by getting rid of these posts? Maybe it was a secret connection with Ayob they didn't want to tell us about. So hold on to your horses. Or
what they were ultimately doing was controlling the narrative. This is what I said to you guys before. Rachel Hargreaves was the administrator of the Jay Slater missing Facebook group, which is the biggest group out of all of the groups that were created on Facebook. Therefore, she was more or less controlling the narrative. Anything that was put into that group that was implicating Brad or Lucy or anyone in that circle, she was deleting.
The beach footage again is making the rounds all over social media, and sleuths have uncovered never before seen footage from the night Jay disappeared.
And this is the first time I'm seeing this footage.
So on Rach's Facebook page, most of this footage was said to have been debunked, and lots of the posts were removed because of that.
The only problem with this is who is who? The person closest to Joseph, is that meant to be Jay? Like, I don't know who's who, and it's really hard to pinpoint who's who. You'll have to do it based on maybe body shape, height, clothes that they were potentially wearing. That's how you're going to have to do it. But right now, it's really hard for me to decipher who's who.
But now, looking at it again months later, some of the details that were only revealed later on in the case just line up way too perfectly to not have a second look at this footage and ask ourselves if it is authentic or not. So I compiled the deleted evidence in a sequence, and it's quite compelling. The footage opens up with CCTV footage on the boardwalk where all the bars and cafes are in the resort town of Los Cristianos.
Okay.
In it, you can see a group of men appearing to have some sort of altercation. One of the men appears to kick something under the boardwalk. And at one point, you can see a man put his hands on another man. So right here, you can see a man point at one man and then just puts his hands on his face, like bam, right there.
I see some type of movement, but I can't confirm if the guy is actually putting his hands on someone. I guess I'm going to have to watch this a number of times to really get my head around it.
I think this could potentially be Tom Hilton, because Tom Hilton was dressed all in black that night. And this person who's getting his hands put on him could either be Brad, because I see the man beside him dressed in light colored shorts, as well as a light colored t-shirt similar to Jay. So was this Jay and Brad potentially having some sort of altercation with Tom Hilton? Because remember, Brad actually had his glasses lose a lens, and in his interview with ITV...
Let me just quickly pause it here though. If you look at the picture, this is the side of the glasses that you would be wearing, which means that the lens that's missing is the right eye. And we have to correct it. We need to go by the facts. And that's exactly what that is. This is a pair of glasses where the sides of the glasses are missing, but the glasses are laying on the front of its face, which means the right lens is missing, not the left.
Also had what appeared to be marks on the same area of where his lens popped out.
But that's not to say, ladies and gentlemen, that Brad wasn't hit or Brad didn't have a black eye, because his eye did look like it was more darker than the other one. So we can't eliminate the fact that he potentially had a black eye, but we have to eliminate the fact that they were not Brad's glasses.
Next clip shows what sleuths believe to be Jay running away on the beach in the resort town, trying to get away from this group of people. And then my sequence cuts to what cyber sleuths believe is Jay keeled over, nursing his leg on the beach. One of the details that stood out to many cyber sleuths was Lucy's statement that Jay was, quote, cut by a cactus, end quote. So the searchers with world-class sniffer dogs did not find a cactus with Jay's DNA on it to back up Lucy's claims that he was cut by a cactus. So some say Lucy was trying to stress the importance of this detail in case Jay was found with a cut on his leg.
Still believe that is why she mentioned the cactus and all of that type of stuff.
So, I'm just speculating here. Was Jay's like Achilles heel cut in the footage to incapacitate him so he couldn't run away and get away from this group of people? And Lucy said this statement to cover for her and her friends in case, the coroner found this suspicious mark on his leg. Or am I watching too many horror films? Also, sleuths point out that there appears to be somebody limping across the beach as well. So I'm still on the fence on which one is Jay, but either way, it looks like in both of these shots that his leg could potentially be cut, which is causing him to either be on the beach on the ground or limping across.
Now, what seems to be extremely interesting is that the beach footage has been going around for quite some time. In fact, it was one of the first things that was surfacing online. And I said in a few videos ago that I believe that the friends and potentially Rachel as well was involved in starting the trolling. They started the trolling because they knew that evidence was out there that potentially implicated all of them. Also, I want to mention is that we have no evidence and no confirmation of Jay outside of the NRG festival. We have no CCTV of him leaving the festival, no CCTV of him getting into the car, getting out the car, at the shop, in Masca whatsoever. There is no evidence to prove that Jay was in Masca other than that fraudulent Airbnb picture with the red blanket. There is nothing to prove that Jay was actually there. His phone was there, but come on, guys, anyone could have taken his phone there. So there's no real factual evidence to prove that Jay actually went to the Airbnb. And now, if this situation would have taken place on the beach shortly after the NRG festival, then it makes sense as to why there is no proof of Jay after he left that festival, because it all happened straight after the festival. And then whatever happens, they covered up from there. They had to fabricate the steps from there, which include the watch, which includes the Airbnb pictures, and it also includes the screenshots of his ping location. All of that was staged. All of that was fabricated. So now we have to look at, well, what the motive was. What actually happened to Jay? Why did Jay lose his life that night? These images and this footage could be exactly what we've been looking for. And ask yourself, how would these characters cover this up? How would they get away with covering this up? Well, I think there's one man connected to this who has a massive influence in that area. Only will he have a massive influence in that area in Tenerife, but it will also have an influence within local authority. So that will allow him to have conversations with people that then will enable them to turn a blind eye to what's actually happened here and literally just treat it as a missing persons case when really foul play has taken place. We are getting closer, ladies and gentlemen, and the person that I am referring to, I believe, is the missing link that more or less connects all of this. It might not be to do with drugs. It might not be to do with anything that has been speculated on over the past weeks and months. It might just be friends that have done dirt. They've called in for Ayub to do them a favor, and Ayub has done them that favor. He's been the alibi, but he's also been the go-between for the person that has more or less controlled the narrative behind the scenes and misdirected this whole investigation. And this same person was also allegedly seen roaming around at the NRG festival. Pretty interesting.
We're seeing here. And then my sequence cuts to what appears to be Jay trying to get away and a man calling for quack-quack, which is Ayub Kasim's, the substance dealer's nickname. So let's listen to this.
Oh, no, I'll call for my boy quack-quack. I heard it. I've actually seen this footage already, but I definitely heard it.
Then you hear what cyber sleuths believe was Lucy making a comment about Jay getting cut. And I outlined here for you all what I see is a man holding up a pointy object. Then you can see possibly Jay running into the water, and I see people grabbing for him as he's splashing around. And this next clip in my sequence is from the beach, and it appears to be someone dragging a body on the sand. And I outlined the body. It's kind of hard to see because it's very fuzzy, but let's just keep going here where you can see someone looks like they're dragging someone across the beach. And then finally, we end with CCTV footage from the marina of a group of men appearing to take stuff with them on a boat, which some have suggested might be Jay. So a boat.
And just to quickly mention, ladies and gentlemen, that footage that we just see with the guys running on the boat, that was at 5:30 in the morning. 5:30 in the morning, really interesting, because that's when Abe claimed they had a pit stop and collected Pepsis and things like that before they went off to the Airbnb.
Named Maruba disappeared from the location and time Jay went missing from, and it was last seen over 60 days ago in Morocco, which is interesting because that's where it was said Jay's alleged and Lucy's alleged and, Davis alleged. We'll get to that in a bit. Dealer bosses were from. So 1111 True Crime on YouTube points out that one of Jay's final Snapchats, which was said to be staged, giving Jay an alibi and a reason for disappearing the night he did, was actually taken inside the boat Maruba.
That what I see is this wall right here, like a door frame of some kind. And I said I can...
We're getting closer and closer, ladies and gentlemen. These guys are shooting their pants. Make sure we are hitting the like button. All of that.
Clearly see this railing right here. And I can see these dark steps that lead down like this. Just about like that, right? And I'm all like, okay, so there's a light source right here. You can see something. Jay's hand up, if it is Jay. And this individual is right here, and he's off to allegedly off with 2 Molly kids. Now let's take all...
2 Molly kids doesn't make any sense, especially when they're like 10 plus years older than him. No sense.
All that off. Okay. Look over here. I got the railing. Right?
So she's basically saying that they took the picture there at the bottom of those steps. So he was sitting on the steps of that boat.
Anybody see that? The wall ends on the boat right there. And the wall in the picture ends right there. And get ready. This is the creepy part for me. I was explaining that I thought this was light from a window, right? Light from a window. No. I'm not crazy. Look at this if, because this is speculation. If I'm right, there's the damn window, which is right after the wall. See it?
That is looking pretty identical to me. And this woman deserves a round of applause for actually finding this. All right, big her up. That is incredible work. She has hit the nail right on its head.
Are you seeing it? I'm like, what in the actual world is going on here?
That is definitely a huge coincidence. And in the reflection of that final Snapchat, which sleuths say is a picture of a picture, you can see Lucy as well as Brad in...
Brad, I told you there was definitely Brad in the glasses, and he was so in the glasses, it means that he must have been in the actual shot. He couldn't have been the guy taking the picture of the picture. He had to be the guy that was taking the picture, or he was actually there with Jay in front of him. That's why he was so in Jay's glasses.
In Jay's sunglasses. And some sleuths say it's actually Tom Hilton posing as Jay in that snap. So
we have to be real. When you look at Jay in this image, it looks like it could be Jay, but it looks like it could be someone else as well. And a lot of people are compelled to believe it is someone else.
The whole point of this snap was to give Jay sort of like an alibi that he stole this watch, and that's the reason why he was going...
Even when I look at it from this perspective, though, it does look like he's in the back of a car.
...to this B&B, but it was all made up to paint Jay out as sort of like deserving of what happened to him. And really, he never made it to the B&B alive. I find it compelling that the audio from the beach footage says Abe's nickname, Quack-Quack. Jay's final location, allegedly, according to his friends, was a remote B&B 23 miles north away from his hotel in Los Cristianos in a remote village called Masca. So why he traveled to this remote B&B still remains a mystery, despite Abe saying Jay wanted to, quote, carry on partying, end quote, but then admitted they all just went to bed And then Abe later changed his story that Jay had lost a key, despite Jay being able to stay at a hotel a 5-minute cab ride away from the NRG rave.
He also contradicted himself by saying that he didn't invite Jay back to his yard, and then other statements saying that he did invite Jay back to his yard. Which one is it?
In fact, Jay's own family are asking these same questions. Why did Jay go to this remote B&B? A lot of cyber sleuths believe that he never made it there.
And Isla tried to say, oh yeah, he went back just for one more drink. He traveled for an hour or over an hour to go and have one more drink to then get there and say, oh, actually, these guys are going to sleep, so I'm just going to come back.
It later was revealed that Abe was staying at this B&B with his friend Rocky, who you can see on the left here.
Abe, you stayed at that Airbnb, right? All right, cool. You got all the talk online, yeah? So do this for me. Put the booking confirmation of that Airbnb on TikTok. And I'm talking about the confirmation that was sent to your Gmail account or to your Yahoo account, whatever email account you have, bro. I want to see the full account so I know it was sent to that inbox with the date and the time. I want to see the confirmation proving that you booked that Airbnb. Full confirmation. Send it to us.
And I lined up Rocky's most recent TikTok live where he says quack-quack alongside the beach video of the unidentified person saying quack-quack. And well, just have a listen.
Quack-quack. Forget about all that others.
In this next recording, I actually isolated just the words quack quack, and let me know what you guys think.
Quack-quack.
Let's listen to that again.
Quack-quack.
It's pretty identical in my opinion, just the way he says it in such a high kind of pitched noise, like quack quack. Sounds so much alike. Yeah, and cyber sleuths seem to overwhelmingly agree that this sounds very similar, although I'm not saying it is sort of interesting that these details from this debunked beach video, according to Rach and Lucy, are actually making a lot of sense with what we know now. So Brad's mom, Rach, tried removing posts from the Facebook she moderated with Lucy. In my opinion, Lucy's story just doesn't add up. Lucy, in her Sky News interview, stated that Jay called her at 8 in the morning. Just listen to this.
Jay, what? I've literally not slept at all since I've got that phone call at 8 o'clock.
Now, I try not to get wrapped up in the discrepancies of the friends' statements because, let's be honest, there's more holes in their statements than Swiss cheese. Because Lucy at 8 a.m. originally said that Jay called her via her own mouth on Sky News. And this later changed on the GoFundMe statement to 8:30 a.m. that Jay called her. Then when she sent a screenshot of these phone calls, it actually showed it was an outgoing call, meaning she called Jay at 8:44 a.m. One of the mods on Rach and Lucy's Facebook group got so upset with Rach deleting their posts.
Wow, what they saying here? Enough is enough. Why I allowed myself to become admin on your page, I never know. Why are you trying to hide it? Lucy called Jay, he didn't call her. She literally screenshotted it and showed someone. It says outgoing call with Jay's number. You're all in on it, hence why you're all keeping quiet. Wow, so that was someone that was admin of Rachel Hargreaves' Facebook group, the Missing Jay SLATER page. And she, again, was controlling the narrative. Anything that was implicating her son, Lucy, Brandon, anyone, she was deleting. Rachel Hargreaves seems like she's an accessory right now. So Rachel responds and basically says, this all affects the case. I can assure the family and myself aren't hiding nothing. However, I can't speak for others. Wow. So I would appreciate you keeping your opinion of me to yourself. We have all this information already. The reason we are quiet is because we have been advised to do so. So this is going to help find Jay. Then that's what it's going to do. What? Oh, Rachel, you sound like the biggest, most expensive accessory in Claire Accessories right now. You are bullshitting us.
They called Rach out on it, and Rach, in this message, admits to deleting these posts, trying to keep this information quiet. It was also revealed that Rach kept Jay's mom, Debbie, from allegedly searching for her son.
What? Let me pull that back. Hold on. So it says here also, I went up to the mountains. I have said she can't go up there. She would not cope with that. It would tip her over the edge. Who are you to tell this fully grown woman who is almost double your age that she can't go and look for her son? Oh, wow. Rachel Hargreaves has been manipulating and controlling this narrative from the very beginning. And she says here, and the group I want to keep people who do want updates as we get them to get them. That's why. I mean, this woman sounds like she doesn't know what she's talking about, struggling to string a sentence together. The person actually says, but surely she would still be out and about, still even putting posters up? Question mark.
Feel that Rach kept Jay's mom, Debbie, from allegedly searching for her son. Rach also set up the original GoFundMe for Jay and promoted it, but later backtracked and called it fake and not to donate.
Why would she call her own GoFundMe fake? This woman was doing a lot of talking online early in the disappearance. Look at this. This is June 18th. Like, this is the reason why I connected Rachel Hargreaves to the trolls. She's a young mum, 34 years old, trying to do anything she can for a 19-year-old son. And that would include setting up a bunch of Facebook accounts, setting up a bunch of TikTok accounts to make it look like her son's innocent, but also to create various different conspiracies so it confuses the hell out of this investigation. Lucy's left a bag of holes in her statement like she just sprayed a Mac 10. We're going to have to somehow cover those holes. Let's get trolls involved.
She got called out for doing that. Lucy, in her new interview, wrote that she wasn't a substance mule for Ayob, and in her later interview said she never even knew Ayob, although many cyber sleuths have said otherwise. An insider who stands by her claims writes that, quote, me and my friend went to a rave where we met Lucy. We just seen her as a nice girl, so obviously we became friendly. Lucy was telling us about her substance selling and how she did it all over the Canary Islands, and told us how she got her substances into the rave and was also offering it out. She was with a mixed race man who we also met, who kept trying to offer us cocaine on the house, end quote. But this post was also deleted from the Facebook group. Lucy, in her new statement from August 30th, in my opinion, attempts to blame Jay for what happened to him, writing, quote, Jay left the festival without telling us. We looked for him for ages in there and then found him somewhere else.
Playing the blame game. Her and Brad both playing the blame game.
Why he left or went to go elsewhere, these
are not his true friends. Bradley and Lucy were not Jay's true friends. No bloody way. There's no way you are Jay's true friends and you're sitting here playing the blame game. If anything, you should have been there with your friend until your friend was ready to leave, knowing that it's your friend's first holiday by himself and he's enjoying himself. Why are you going to leave him with two guys that you allegedly met 3 days ago? Brad's like, oh, they're cool guys. They're cool. They're cool enough for me to leave my friend with them. Absolute twats. That was not your boy, bro. That was not your boy the way you claim him to be. No bloody way, because I would never do that to my boy. None of my boys would ever do that to me.
Still don't know, end quote. So it's making it seem like Jay is just some kid who likes to wander off without his friends. Exactly. So why would Rach be trying to hide all of this footage that appears to put the pieces together that Jay got caught up in the wrong group of people the night he disappeared, and potentially they were all linked to the people that he went on the trip with? Lucy especially. So Davis Hargreaves, allegedly Brad's and Rach's cousin, was a part of the gang that targeted Tom Hilton in 2021 with machetes that left Tom Hilton's skull exposed. So remember last week when Wax Unfiltered revealed Davis Hargreaves was Brad's and Rach's alleged cousin and was...
I'm confirming that. It has been said to me now that he's not their cousin. Rachel has confirmed it, not to me, but I've seen her confirm it. And I received a bunch of emails from people that are allegedly from the Lancashire area, and they're saying that Brad and Davis just know each other through being friends, basically.
Also a part of the gang that targeted Tom Hilton with machetes alongside Jay in 2021. Well, a sleuth has dug up that Davis allegedly worked for Ayob.
The Crown Court heard that two of the gang members, Connor Armstrong, now 19, and Davis Hargreaves, now 18, worked as runners for a large-scale conspiracy which flooded Accrington. Now the man who reportedly took Jay back to his Airbnb, Ayub Kassim, is known as the ex-Welsh ring boss, and he's known to be the mastermind behind.
He's telling me Ayab was putting everyone on over the country. Wow. Big Ayab, yeah. One thing I did hear is that there was 2 other people involved in the Tom Hilton situation that had other charges. Remember, I told you what those charges were: intimidating a witness, supplying Class A drugs, and building county line operations. That is what they were being charged for. I don't know who the 2 were, but there were 2 other guys involved in that case that had those charges as well.
And flooding many areas.
So Davis allegedly posted about Jay's passing 27 days before anyone else knew that Jay had been unalived. So
again, the emails that I have been receiving in regards to Davis Hargreaves, one of them claims to be Davis Hargreaves' girlfriend's mum. She claims to me that Davis Hargreaves and Brad's, they just know each other through friendship. They're not related whatsoever. And she also says that Davis goes down to Jay's grave every single day. He has been going down to the grave every single day since Jay was buried. But this post still doesn't sit right with me. She also claims that he edited the post. Someone sent me screenshots of the post being edited. But what I can't confirm is if the full message has been edited. But what allegedly has only been edited was the 4 hearts. So he added 4 hearts, but prior to the 4 hearts, there were 4 X's. If those 4 X's in the G mean what people have claimed it to mean, grass, then it means what I kind of brought to your attention a few videos ago, that Jay made a statement as a witness when he was the participant in the crime. It didn't make any sense. Maybe at some point there could have been some snitching happening, and it also could have been some other backstabbing and some snitching happening outside of that. It could have been a girlfriend thing. It could have been something that could have got someone like Brad's jealous, you know, anything along those lines. But let's just say for 1 minute, Davis Hargreaves was indirecting with this message by saying he was a grass. What did he snitch on? What did he say? How did it affect you to then have to kill this guy? What could it have been? And this is the reason why that part didn't make sense to me. The edit in the picture is so questionable, because why would you edit a picture and put this on there from a picture that you put up on the 19th of June, even though since then you've been posting? So why not just make a whole new post and to say what you've just said here on a brand new post? Why go back to the 19th of June and edit that post to then put this message? Makes no sense. Anyway, a massive shout out to Joseph Morris. He's been doing incredible work. Make sure you guys subscribe to his channel. Link can be found in the description. Nothing sits right with us, and as a collective, as long as we stick together, we will get to the bottom of this. So make sure you hit the like button, subscribe to this channel if we are new, turn the notification bells on, and I look forward to seeing you guys on the next one.